All right, are you ready, Patty? Okay. Welcome everyone to the Murray City Municipal Council Committee of the Whole meeting, February 4th, 2025. Wow, we're in February already. Phew. Okay, the first thing I would like to announce is that the live stream Facebook is not working. There is a link that will take you to YouTube, but the live stream is also on YouTube and that is working. So now that I got that piece of information out to the citizens that are watching, it's great, now we can go forward. First thing is, I'd like to welcome everybody out today. First thing is the approval of minutes. Was there any corrections or concerns on the minutes of January 7th, 2025?
No, they were great.
Perfect. If there were no concerns or corrections,
I make the motion.
all in favor to?
You guys put in motion.
Oh, I need a, sorry, yes, thank you.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the committee of the whole, January 7th, 2025.
I'll second it.
We have a first, we have a second, great, all in favor to approve the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Where are we at now? Okay, first discussion, I'm just trying to find where I'm going to report, got it, number 2. Discuss an ordinance relating to the land use amends the general plan from office to high-density residential and amends the zoning map from G-O general office to R-M-25 multi-family high-density residential for the property located at 825-865 East 4800 South Murray City. Zachary Smallwood will be presenting, and there's 15 minutes, and welcome,
Hi.
Zach.
Thank you for having me. Nice to meet
have
you
Nice to meet you,
officially.
Zach. Yeah.
Yeah, so let me get this guy where he needs to be. Okay. I think you guys just continued this so that you could talk to me about it. Because I was laying on my deathbed and watching you all at home as Chad and David did a great job doing it. I was sitting there watching and frantically texting answers to questions that luckily they didn't see because they didn't look at their phones.
So you really were on your deathbed if you're texting that.
I was still on my deathbed. That's how committed I am. Anyway, so yeah, I'm here today to talk, to continue the conversation about the Lotus development. This is on 825 to 865 East, 4800 South. You guys would know it as the Spring Pines, I think, office complex. And yeah, so currently it is zoned GO, which is general office. That allows for things like massage therapy, body art studios, and professional type development type stuff. They are requesting a general plan change for the future land use to go from office to high density residential, and then a zone map amendment from the GO to RM25. So those are really all the slides because I know we have a lot of questions to get into and there's only 15 minutes.
Yes.
So I am happy to just jump right in with questions you guys have.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So I've kind of personal experience with this area,
Perfect.
and I've been in those buildings. In fact, I walked around it about a week ago. They're rundown. I mean, it's time to do something over there because I mean it's. I'm not going to say it's a accident waiting to happen, but they're showing their age pretty bad.
For sure.
So I get that. And also I've noticed that some other businesses have applied to go into there.
Okay.
I know a new tattoo shop I think is on your guys's
Okay.
page. And I don't have a problem with tattoo shops.
Yeah, for sure.
I really don't. Don't get me wrong. But is it really what we want in that area? Is that what the residents want? I mean, it's what, 3 buildings, I think, or
Yeah, it's technically 5.
because they're all like
they're
but
just
they're all like
connected
connected
weird.
together.
Yeah,
I think there's like
there's
3
3
separate.
disconnected
Right.
buildings. Yeah.
So do we want 3 buildings full of body art studios?
Sure.
That'd be awesome. I mean,
Sure.
we'd be like the the Venice of body art, right?
Right.
So I've been inside those things, they need something. One question I have is that little strip along Van Winkle, Salt Lake County owns that?
Yes, so let me.
Because the creek runs through that.
Yeah, it's a little funky, but yes, this little section, it's actually not Salt Lake County, it's Salt Lake City.
City, okay.
You're probably aware in this neighborhood that there are some properties that get their water from
Right,
Salt Lake City Public
exactly.
Utilities. So yeah, this section right here is owned by Salt Lake City,
Mhm.
and then also this portion
Yeah,
here is owned by
that's
Salt
where the
Lake
river
City.
runs along,
Yep,
exactly.
yep.
So I think I've spoken with Chad.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, can't speak to the developers in person, and my nativity was hoping I'd be able to look at them in the eye and say, what are you gonna build there?
Sure,
But that's not possible. But I understand they're gonna build, the idea is right now 64 independent homes for purchase, correct?
so I apologize if this, I don't. So yes, that is their intent.
Okay.
That's what I can say is that is their
But that
intent.
could completely change.
That can
could go to,
change, yes.
Um,
Yes, they could decide that they want to
Yeah.
do 64 rentals.
Right,
But they couldn't do more than 64.
right, because of the parking
Yeah.
and the amount of area and stuff like that.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
density of the area of that,
Um,
RM25.
So, traffic I'm not worried about, because, that corner of Murray, you're either cutting down Van Winkle or you're going up 48th. It'll be the same approximately. But I'm just worried, that what we put in there, the other residents would approve of. And I understand there was a letter that went out to all the residents in that area, right, the surrounding area.
For our public notice?
Yeah.
Yes, so there would have been multiple.
I thought they put out.
They
put out
did,
one.
they
You know
did
what was
go.
on that?
I believe there was.
Because apparently they got no pushback on that whatsoever, no replies, no nothing.
I will say that, that is something that has changed over the previous iterations. Is
Okay.
that public comment has reduced. Every time they've tried to amend and change it a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more, it's reduced the number of
People are
public
just
comments.
becoming weary, do you think?
I don't know if they're becoming weary or if they generally are just more accepting of the project.
Okay,
We have received some emails, like as council members,
from the
from,
developer?
from citizens
Okay,
who aren't completely thrilled with the idea.
okay, gotcha,
So, it has been a bucket load, but we've received some.
okay.
Let me ask, can I ask a question? Zach, what's the vacancy in there? Is it?
That's a great question. I don't know
I
what
don't
their
know, it's
tenant
got, I've been up
vacancy
there
is.
too.
Oh, it's
It
high,
seemed-
Yeah.
it's got, I bet you there's maybe 5 businesses in
Yeah,
there.
there's not many.
That's all.
Yeah, it's pretty empty,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
I think there's more than that.
It's
It's
when you
not-
see the sign,
I think there's more on the sign than there really is occupied,
oh, okay,
but it's, I'd say about 50%, I guess.
And it's
looking
pretty-
at it.
it changes often. People are in there for a
yeah,
couple months and
they
they're out.
do seem to switch.
Yeah, we
They are mostly on month to month.
we drove over there and I walked around it and I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, I thought it was kind of a cool place, needed some TLC, but I didn't think it's like falling down or, it was still in pretty good shape, but
Yeah.
it does need some refurbishing, so
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, what we can look at is the zoning, not
Correct.
what's going in there.
Exactly.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So really, you're really looking at the differences in the zones and whether that change in zoning is appropriate for this area.
Right.
Yeah, because they could put anything that's in that zone that's improved. So, they can say, well, we're gonna have all this housing, for sale housing, but it may not fit their bottom line, so they can
Right.
completely change that. So we need to look at the zoning.
Right, and they did apply for RM15 last year.
I think 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2022, right?
Yeah.
So, but the council didn't like that idea. It didn't pass.
Correct.
And I don't know what any of the
Well,
reasons
I'll
were
tell you what
that we did.
happened. I remember this very specifically. Rosalba was, I can't remember the concern, but she had a concern. And I think she was supported by everyone. And then it was either last year or the year after that, she comes back and tells us that she's talked to all her residents. They're good with this, and I don't even know if it was this project. Was it a one?
I think it was,
Different one?
I think it was this one.
It is this
Yeah, I
one.
think this one.
Is this the same, the one that?
Yeah, this application has been going for
Okay,
quite a bit.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Right, I think you're right,
Yeah, I
She
just
had
remember there was
concerns
some-
and
she was
so-
concerned and.
right, and so
And
then
then you guys didn't do it.
that
and then-
impacted
And she
us.
came back the next year, and I don't know what they had done different or whatever, but she was for it then with her citizens, and I'm not sure, I can't remember the reasoning.
Right.
But I think I'm accurate on that, I think.
And this is the last thing I had from the Spring Pines. That's the last I had, is their development update. For community outreach and things. I
I
can,
haven't seen this.
sorry,
I've seen it.
there we go. Hey, look.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's had this before the.
You go back down, Zach, hold on, will you, let's look at that.
There you go.
Oh, I meant the rendering, or whatever.
That's just a
Yeah,
picture
it's
of
a
the
Oh, that's not
existing,
the-
that's the existing,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay,
place.
sorry.
You're good. But this was all the way back from July, so
So-
it was quite a while ago.
Remind us when you had your plan going.
Well, oddly enough, I've had, the most recent one was October 17th of
And that's-
last year.
So a few months ago.
Yeah, for sure, and we even had one before that where they included the neighboring single-family
Yeah.
zoning.
So as I read this, we asked about the bus routes nearby.
Sure.
Are there
Yeah.
bus routes nearby?
There, I believe, Chad looked into this, and I believe there was one.
One right across the street.
Yeah, one across the street,
Yeah.
but there's not like
So on the north
high
side of Van
frequency.
Winkle?
Yeah.
No, it's not Van Winkle, it's on 48,
48.
those apartments right there. There's apartments already on the
It's on
north side of
48.
48. There's a bus stop right there, cause there's a ton of kids.
So there's one route,
One route.
Yeah, just one.
and I'm assuming nobody knows the frequency of that route there.
Let's take.
Well, that, I think that's the Hillcrest bus. So that one takes kids to Hillcrest, so twice a day,
Twice a day.
drop off and pick up.
There's a public bus route.
Yeah, there's
There's
a,
more than, more
yeah,
than, more than
that would
twice
be
the other.
more than
There's
twice a
one
day.
runs
Oh, so we're
You're
talking about
talking
UTA.
Yeah.
Oh, UTA, I was talking Murray.
yeah, sorry.
UTA.
Zach, I have a question.
For sure.
If they had presented the RM15 request and it was turned down because of neighbors speaking up against that, I don't understand then coming back with an even higher density still
Right.
with that. It just seems like they're going the wrong direction.
Sure. So what they expressed to me was that it was just the way that market conditions had
Right.
changed, and them holding onto the property
That's what
as
I
it
read.
currently exists
Right.
is what that concern.
Yeah, there was a
is
comment
that-
in here
Yeah.
that they couldn't, it was financially not capable to do the RM15 anymore.
Right.
Could they return with a request for RM15? Or once you
So here's how
raise it burn?
here's how it works. So if they decide to move forward with the application and have you guys vote before it, so if these are all hypotheticals,
Yeah.
let me explain that. That if it were voted down, our code states that they can't reapply for something for a year.
For a year.
Right. If they withdraw the application, they can reapply under a new zoning district. But they would have to be the ones that withdraw the
The application.
application,
So if we shoot down the RM25, they can't like reapply for an RM15.
not right away.
But they can wait a year and then come back with an
They
RM15.
could wait a year, yes.
But that's, they withdraw before we vote on it, right?
But they withdraw, no, I'm saying if we vote it down.
Yeah,
But then they have to wait a year. If they don't, if they withdraw it within the next 2 weeks before we vote, then they can
Then they can
They can
propose
do
something.
it in 2 months, they
Right.
can come up with a new one and do
They would go back to
RM15.
planning commission.
Yeah,
and-
exactly, they have to go through the planning commission process.
To answer that question about the bus route, it's 30 minutes
Okay,
on that one. So
What-
one
what-
bus
how
route
do
is-
you TA?
It's the 209.
209.
It comes every 30 minutes?
Yep.
Alright, that's workable. RM25 can work.
Okay.
And if I can just express my opinion.
Sure.
My first understanding with this property was it was gonna be RM15.
Mhm.
And I wasn't on the council when they voted that down. I'm comfortable with RM15. I am. I'm not very comfortable with high density RM25 rezoning. Because they can't guarantee anything to us because once they get it rezoned,
Mhm.
they could turn around and sell the property to another investor who's gonna say, promises out the window,
Right.
I can do what I want. Now, most likely they're not going to, but I just don't want to open that door.
Mhm.
I'm uncomfortable with that door right now.
It's an area that works commercially, if we're already going RM25. There's still a part of me, it's like, why aren't we considering a VMU zone here? That's not on the table, but that's on the back of my mind, cause you know me.
Yeah.
We don't like flipping our office and commercial space to residential. I worry about that. I don't know.
Yeah, cause I mean, what brings in, I mean,
I don't know.
All right, so I just had one question that was brought to Chad, and I'm just wondering if there was an answer. My question was, I have concerns about the little piece of property to the west. My thoughts are, they can sell that to another developer, and then that buffer will be gone. Does this little piece of property serve as a buffer, number one? Number two, or can they come back and ask for a zone change on that piece of property, right? Is this little piece of property owned by Lotus?
It is. So
So
here's
they could come back and ask for a zone change.
so this is yes, they could.
Okay.
I can tell you what their intent is currently.
Okay.
Now I don't want to get too deep into the weeds because it could be more project route specific.
Right.
But from what I understood is that, so here we have the zoning map. What they want to do is cut this property off, this single family zone, this single family home, sorry. And then incorporate this back area into this development as part of their open space requirements. And there's discussions about that that all depends upon whatever happens with the zoning. We don't get too far into that right now.
Right.
Because we're
But they
here.
could- Well, like the other council members have said, they could sell it, and then whoever buys it could do whatever they want with that little piece of property.
As far as
That's very iffy.
Or could they come in and ask for a zone, the new
They
property owner?
they could come in and ask for
Okay, and I
a
know
zone
it's all
change.
hypothetical,
Yes.
but I'm just thinking a little bit.
Yep.
And I have a problem with up in the height. It says up to 40 feet
Right.
max as approved by the planning commission, and I have a big problem with 40 feet. And that's where
pretty high.
my hangup is right now,
Okay.
is that 40 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you know what the height is for a single family zoning district?
Just what?
It's at 35.
It is
35,
35.
right.
So it's a 5-foot difference.
Right.
On that typically. So I just wanted to, that wasn't really like a gotcha question.
No,
I
no,
just wanted to
no.
know if you knew.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
because it
Council
says
windows
height
themselves.
is, the GO is
Right.
30 feet when within
Look at
100
zones.
feet of
Yeah.
residential zone.
Yeah,
May increase 1 inch in height per additional 4 feet of setback.
right.
Yes.
So GO is different. Yeah, GO
Yeah.
would be different, but in a single family,
Yeah,
you can do 35,
Okay.
just writ large.
okay. Alrighty,
Do we need to extend this discussion or have we
I
asked all
will-
the questions that we have asked?
I will
I-
do whatever the council members,
think we need to
I
be
know where I'm
comfortable.
lying.
There's a lot of questions. I don't know is it time, is it, what is it gonna take, or do we have the info we need?
I'm wondering if another meeting's gonna make us any more settled on this one.
I don't think so.
I don't know if we have questions, I think we're just gonna have to ask CED over the next couple weeks, and
Okay.
Yeah.
that's kind of where I am. If I have another meeting, I don't know if it's gonna change how I feel on this, like, I might be unsettled until I vote. So,
Yeah, please reach out to us with any
Yeah.
questions you have in between.
Oh, yeah.
And you can also have a discussion in the council meeting as well.
yeah,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
and if you need to, I really hate if we could table it for 2 weeks, if we get in there and we want to.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
I think
ideal, but
that is something that could help too, is being able to talk to the applicant specifically in the public hearing, where you guys have that opportunity, where it doesn't happen as much in this setting. I think they are here, but they you guys don't typically talk to them in this type of setting.
Yeah.
So,
I just think it's important that we think this carefully, there's no knee-jerk reaction or,
Right.
yeah,
I know the applicants have spent a lot of time and money and we wanna take this seriously and not just say, I hate high density, we're gonna vote it down, or another, we're gonna vote for it,
Right.
just,
so I'm fine, I say let's bring it to a public meeting, let the
Okay.
citizens be there, and if we aren't settled, we just table it for 2 weeks and we listen to what everybody has to say.
yeah, it'd be good to talk to the developers in a public setting
Okay,
I think so.
so
Yeah.
you guys are
Yep.
comfortable then moving forward
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you, Diane, are you
Yeah,
okay
I'm
with that?
I'm
Okay.
over here shaking my.
Well, I can't see the going.
Yes, that works.
great.
And you?
No, I'm comfortable with that move.
I feel better.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks.
well, thank you.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, thank you.
Now we will, we've lost a little bit of time, but I will catch us up. Oh, I'm okay. So it's my turn on the legislative update. Well, things always change. So this update is for January 27th and February 3rd. The league decides what to talk about in LPC, which is Legislative Policy Committee meetings that will have the most impact on the cities. These are the standings that the league will be taking on the various bill, is monitoring, opposes, position, pending, and support. The past two LPC meetings have been the largest attendance in the years past. The league, which is ULCT, is tracking over 160 bills. First is housing is not one size fits all solution in all community. Medium costs over 6 times the income. Rural issues are different from other cities. Infrastructure is a major area of concern. Senate Bill 181, which I am given by our lobbyists. I get one of these every time I go up, when Jennifer and I go up, and it's always changing and they add more bills. So as Senate Bill 181 is housing affordability amendments. The league would like to see some more amendments working towards support. Senator Lincoln Fillmore held the bill in committee last night, which I was sent a text with, an email, and I think all the council members received these emails from the league last night to provide time for those amendments. So that was on Senate Bill 181. HB 360 is housing attainability. The league supports with amendments some missing CHA items, which is Commission on Housing Affordability. HB 368 is local land use tax task force bill. The league supports with amendments, and the league had a meeting at 4 p.m. February 3rd, which was yesterday, with the committee and Representative Stephen White. Did I say that right, Jennifer? Wyatt or White? White, thank you. Last night, he agreed to hold the bill for a few days to make sure everyone has a chance to review it. So as you can see, they're always moving and changing. So HB 81 was the fluoride. The league has no position on that. HB 507 stormwater bill has not been drafted yet and is still coming forward. HB 58, building official amendments. The league supports this bill, and this is what it is all about. Add new qualification for building officials. That's not a building inspector. Qualified building official means an individual who has at least 6 years of experience as an architect, engineer, inspector, plan examiner, contractor, or superintendent of construction, or any combination of these. Actively licensed as a combination of inspector in accordance with section 58-56-A, and has completed, turn page, 40 hours of management training as established by the division in a rule or in a certified building official. The league is currently supporting this bill as drafted, but would want to change some changes with it. Also, looking at how this will affect smaller cities, and the league needs more time to negotiate. This is a big one. SB 165, Municipal Broadband Service Amendment. This was a very hot topic yesterday. I don't know if anybody was watching that, and this is what it says. Municipal Broadband Service Amendments, the league spoke out against it at the Senate Review and Tax Committee meeting on February 3rd, but the bill still went through. One of the big concerns with this bill is that it will require voter approval for revenue bonds that fund municipal infrastructure, which is currently not required. The league will continue to have conversation with the sponsor to try to improve the bill. What I had the impression that Murray, Doug, GL Mayor, is that Murray will be grandfathered in.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. HB 40.
But with that one, if we did anything with Utopia in the future, if it passes, then we'd have to go to. a
Yes.
vote.
Anything new?
Yes, anything new,
Public revenue bonds, even for power.
yes.
As much as I hate to say this, that doesn't bother me. I'd like to say it does just because they're getting into everything we do, putting their hands in. But if that had happened maybe years ago, that may not have passed, Murray. You know, then because there's a lot of people bugged with Utopia. No, they love it. They love Utopia. It's just the expense it costs.
Right.
We're still paying for that for another 17 years.
Yep.
Long time.
Costs so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
H, you're welcome. And always jump in, any Doug, GL, Mayor, Jennifer, jump in if I say anything that is not correct. Because, my notes are not.
Doing great.
HB 4051 is school safety, the league is neutral on that. Senate Bill 195, transportation, the league opposes as drafted. This will deal with cities that have canal road connections. So, HB 198 is this is very interesting, this one, but not the one that I'm gonna talk about. HB 198 is highway expansion, impact on signage. Reconstruction of I-15, which will have impact on billboards along I-15 in Davis County and Salt Lake County. The league opposes as drafted, and the league will be having a meeting with outdoor members, correct? Yep, that's what I got. HB 379, population data, clarifies that Utah population estimates are to be used as basis in formula for state funding distribution to local government needs. The league would like more tweaking on this, and the league is working towards supporting. HB 179, local regulation of business entities, the league's position is pending. The homeless bills are pending. No language on the transportation fee. Tourism tax update could affect counties. And my favorite is coming back, if I heard it right.
Gravel.
Sand and gravel is coming back.
I didn't talk to her, but I was 1,000,000% that's what she's gonna say.
Sand and gravel is coming back. Now, I have no idea where these and the other bills stand because the bills change every minute of a day. So what I'm saying now could all change, and I won't know that until I get home and read my email from the league. This year's bills have a lot of twists and turns and moving pieces. Now, yes?
HB 274 water amendments from
Mhm.
Representative Snyder.
Uh-huh.
Did he present to the LPC on that one
No.
last week?
He did not.
Okay.
So, nothing.
Right.
And if it was, we would have caught it. And
It's not, it hasn't moved yet, it's still in a standing committee.
Yeah,
but
so we haven't gotten
I'm
any.
intrigued to see where it goes.
Also, the executive director has additional responsibilities. This is on the lighter note. Responsibility going to the Capitol with a council member. Blah. To parallel park her car that has no backup camera. That is her new duty. Because I couldn't parallel park my car.
So
It
let me
was
get this
classic.
right. You got out of the car, so Jennifer.
I got out of the car, went in the passenger, she went into the driver's seat, and she went, and we're done. I failed that in driving school, I won't tell you how many years ago. But anyways, that is my report. Do we have any council comments? Yes.
I have a question.
Sure.
So what's happening with the public employee organizing, I don't know, do you know?
HB 267, it's currently circled, they're working on
Yeah.
amendments right now,
Is that what
they,
you mean?
there's
It
a
has
sub,
to be
there's a
union,
second
yes.
sub
Public
to it.
employee.
They didn't even bring that in to any of the conversation.
So
to
there's
us.
there's a second sub on it, there's discussion on a third sub, and they're waiting to vote on the second. So it passed on the second vote, but it might not pass on the third vote, everybody's waiting on what the last sub looks like. Yeah.
But the league,
I know.
as I was told when I was up there yesterday, the league decides what is talked about in the LPC meetings that will have the most impact on the cities. So that's why what we are given is what they give us, is going to impact the different cities around
So
the
they,
state of Utah.
okay.
So when I don't have any information, it's because they didn't talk about it, so. All I can say is get on the website when they send all of us the update, and Justin Lee is always there, or Molly is on there, and they always give the updates of things that have an impact with the cities. So,
That
Any-
has an impact with the cities.
yep, that's,
How do I get on that? That,
I can.
Great.
there you go.
So Pam, let me ask you, do you guys feel like, I may be incorrect on this,
Oh, go
we
ahead.
watch it all the time, I don't feel like we're being as impacted this year as we have in the
I don't,
past.
well, sand and gravel,
Yeah,
Hey,
you gotta tell me.
we
what
still
that is
got, what,
later.
5 weeks left?
and that's true.
You're gonna, like,
We all know
Crazy.
that, we saw that last year, where all of
Yeah,
a sudden,
with the,
they weren't
power.
doing anything, and they came out of committee and passed that day.
did you have any questions?
But
Bob?
it's,
Okay.
last year with IPA and everything,
that
it
was
was
big.
like crazy.
But I think because we're a smaller city,
And we do.
and we're following the
We are.
rules.
We're-
We have great department heads that are following the rules, and well, I'm gonna say it, there's 10 cities that are not. And it's kind of like, you know what, fine them. And then Cameron said, okay, we'll give them a subpoena. And we were all laughing. But anyways, it's just, I don't see anything that's gonna be earth-shattering for Marie, but then again, like Councilman Hawk said, 5 weeks, it all change. So now we are on to reports from interlocal boards and commissions. First one is Transjordan Cities Board is Russ Kekala. Hi. Yes.
Hey, Russ.
Well, here I am for Transjordan. You know much about Transjordan?
Not a lot, no sir.
That's where all our garbage goes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So just,
That's
so they're, I mean, operation wise, they're great. You know, they're burying garbage every day, so they're doing a great job of it. So the big update is actually the transfer station in Sandy, which its current completion date is May 19th. So if they hit that, it's coming up.
Will there be a ribbon cutting ceremony?
I'm pretty sure there will be
Some
something.
kind of a
yeah.
celebration?
Yeah, an opening or something, public opening.
Okay.
So, so we have a lot to discuss. We actually have a meeting Thursday, board meeting, and a work session to go over numerous things. It's probably about a 4-hour meeting, put both of them together. I mean, hours of operation, tipping fees, staffing levels, wages and market studies that they've done, and then, key positions they've got to hire, the managers, operators to, you name it, to run the facility. So, and that's this Thursday. So I would have more about that, but that's just what's been scheduled. So, but the good thing is we're on track to open this year. it's a little behind schedule, but it's the way construction goes
Our
sometimes.
tipping fee's gonna go up.
Yeah, and that's the scary part, right? So that's part of this discussion too. So they set it about $36 a ton. We're paying 26. So I talked to
That's huge.
and I mean, it's a short haul,
Yeah.
right? From here to
Yeah.
basically Midvale on 7th West, or just into Sandy. So you'd think our rates would drop for our hauler that would compensate for the tipping fees, but it's not looking that way. So Brenda's aware of it, Mayor's aware of it, and we decided to extend our contract with ACE until we'll go out to an RFP in November this year. Because the cost difference, and I didn't know for sure when it was opening, that was a shot in the dark at the time, so we needed to do it this year. So I think it's closer to May 19th, and that's what the plan is right now, and then we're gonna have to evaluate that cost. Environmentally, right, is it better to drive this far instead of driving all the way out there across 3 cities and come back? I don't know, that's a decision we need to make, so. Once I had the numbers after the RFP, Midvale City just did one, and they were upside down in it. So I think one of that discussion is bringing this down instead of a $10 increase per ton for the owners, is getting it to $7.50 should be a wash, is what he was talking about. So there's some things to hash out, but it don't make sense to drive all the way to Transjordan when they're right here.
Plus, it's an impact on their infrastructure going through the whole cities,
Well,
right?
I
Are
think,
we gonna be charged even more for that?
well, it's $36 a ton versus 24. Our hauling rate should drop because they don't have to drive as far,
Right.
fuel and so there's just some things to weigh out. I mean, it's great for our city garbage truck because they'll be able to tip on that floor right here. I know there's a worry about the natural gas because that's going away. So that's good for them. They don't have to go as far, right? And burn as much fuel getting out there and back, and then making sure they're fueled up on the way back so they can get back out there, plus pick up all our parts. So, so just some things we got to work out. It might make more sense to haul it all the way out there if we don't want to take that hit on that budget. But there's going to be a hit, so that's my update. So I'll know more after this week. So. Okay, any questions?
Thanks, Russ.
Thank you.
You bet.
Okay. We are now Jordan River Commission with Kim Sorensen.
Council, how are you?
Good, Kim. How are you?
Scott, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So the Jordan River Commission, for the benefit of Scott, is an organization that has members from all of the stakeholders along the Jordan River. Most of them have Jordan River Parkway, including the county and each of the cities, and then there's several businesses that are also involved with the commission. And the commission has really evolved over the last 30 or 40 years into, I think, a pretty important organization that does a great job. They take time to understand and learn and make recommendations. They have no regulatory authority for any of the cities or any of the counties, but they look at anything from the high priority things like dogs on a leash, all the way down to low priority, like trying to get the legislature and the state to give us money for different projects. So, in a nutshell, that's what the organization is. We just finished, or they're finishing up, the equestrian trail between 5400 South and the Nature Center, putting in what's called chat, which is basically crushed granite. I've been on it and seen it. It looks great. It's a huge improvement. It's more like the county, the canal trail.
Took a photo this morning.
Yes.
Let's see.
They're beautiful.
Is it yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mine.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
That's nice.
And Paul and I didn't plan that, so thanks, Paul.
No, I went walking this morning. I went, whoa, what's this? So there's a
Yeah.
photo. It looks very nice.
So that was $48,000 that came from state legislature and basically the Jordan River Commission. is pushed for
That's
that funding.
nice. Will you continue that down going south?
We are hoping to, so we use money that's came out of the zone. You may remember the zone. The current zone is currently from I-215 or 201 to 5400 south. So we can apply for projects in that zone.
Okay,
The zone will continue to move. When it moves to Bullion, we'll ask for funding to do that section as well,
Okay.
so.
that's great.
There are two issues that I thought might be of interest to the council. I'm not sure who, but I've heard some of you talk about them in the past. One is lighting along the trail. So lighting along the trail has been quite, I won't say controversial, but it's been quite a discussion. There is one section between 1900 North and 2100 that has some lights currently that the city's tried out. They haven't worked that well. They're hardwired. They are on a sensor, so they come on when somebody's under the lights, and then of course they go off. They've found that they have more problems with homeless in that area now with those lights. Maybe because the homeless has the lights come on and they know people are around, and then they go off, and then they've had wires stolen. So the commission has recommended a couple of things. They've recommended to limit lighting in more popular areas, trailheads, parking lots, and underpasses for safety. And then they've also recommended that we follow the International Dark Sky Association policies. And the lights have proven to impact wildlife, and especially with the migratory birds flying through there.
All the bats along the river.
Yeah, so here's what you're gonna see in budget time. Bruce Holyoke, our park superintendent, if you know the lights that are at Riverview Park we put in last year,
Yes.
they're solar lights. They meet the recommendations, and they're working pretty well. We're also putting them at Willow Pond. So the idea is we'll request in budget for some money funded to put in lights from 5400 South Germania parking to about the Nature Center and see how they work. We've taken this to the commission, and I think everybody's encouraged that at some point we'll have some lights, but hesitant if that makes sense. So we'll see if the council approves that money, and we'll. The good thing about putting this type of light in is the lights aren't hardwired, so if they don't work, we can easily take them out and move them somewhere else. And I know it'll impact your area, but it's also an area that has some homes next to the trail, so it'll be interesting to see how well they work.
Yeah, and
How much is
that
it?
was my concern. We have two areas specifically in my district where the homes and the trail butt up next to each other.
Yeah.
And another one where there's a road between the trail and the homes, and that road is not only dark, it's tree covered.
Yeah.
It is the bottom of
Yeah.
a dark sack
North
at
of-
midnight
North
there.
of 54.
What's that?
North of 54.
Yeah, at Germania.
Yeah, Germania area.
Yeah,
It's
every,
dark.
every time I go walking there, there's always a car to park there, and it scares the daylight out of me.
How
So,
much is it gonna cost, and can we get funding somewhere else for that?
so we can certainly apply for funding from this same zone grant, and it's possible, maybe even probable that we would get funding, because a lot of the cities in the county are really interested in finding something that works.
Sounds like something that would
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
So, yeah, and certainly if the council decides to give us a portion of the money, we will use that, or we'll go for outside funding, wherever we can find it.
Yep, because we have light on 1070 West, it just stops too soon.
Right.
We could continue the same side of the sidewalk, not even cut any streets, and just extend it to Sunbury and then behind the houses there. It's just 4, maybe 5 lights tops.
Now, the downside to the lights I'm talking about, during the summer months, they had enough energy or power to make it through the entire night. Wintertime, we're finding that they go till about 2 or 3 in the morning and they shut off. we could,
Is there a way to adjust it so that
yeah, we
it's
can
from
adjust that,
twilight and then from a couple hours before sunrise?
we can do that.
I mean, that's during the peak times, that's when everybody uses the trail.
So,
What is the reason for the lighting?
so the reason for the lighting is you have, like you're talking about, safety. And then you also have a lot of people that are saying, well, not, we have people that are saying, hey, we would like to use the trail at nighttime or during dark, especially this time of year when it stays dark for so long.
Yeah.
So,
As a runner who runs on the trail at like 5 in the morning, it does get a little dark. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
what
upside.
Germania's pitch black.
And my neighbors go walking typically after 6, so 6, 7, and by 8 they get some light, but they get 2 hours of groups of ladies walking together, and they're always telling me, "This is scary, Paul. You gotta do something about it."
so you'll hear more about that. And then the other one, real quick, I know that we're probably short on time, is e-bikes. So we've looked at e-bikes over the years. Quite honestly, there's not a right or wrong answer to e-bikes. There is what's called the National Association of City Transportation that has guidelines on e-bikes and guidelines on sharing trails. I've looked at it, it's quite lengthy. It really doesn't give us an exact science either. But I think the thing that's come out of the group is there are really three main issues or three main things to understand with e-bikes. One is most of the cities, including Murray, we have complaints about e-bikes, but we don't have more complaints about e-bikes than we do other users. So that's something to be considered. The other is there is a segment of the population that is using e-bikes that wouldn't be on the river and wouldn't be doing exercise or walking without the e-bikes.
Right.
So
Now I know what I remember the citizen that came to me.
and then the third thing that I think is of importance is the Jordan River Trail is also a commuter trail. There are people that ride the trail that go to work,
Yes.
go to school. A lot of those people are using e-bikes and they're just as safe often or most times as regular bikers. So
Yeah.
anyway, there's not an answer to that, but those are the three things that I look at and think are important to understand when people are talking to you about
Yeah.
outlawing e-bikes or allowing e-bikes.
Yeah.
Questions?
Yeah, I almost get hit by e-bikes every time I walk.
Yeah.
This morning's walk, I went around the neighborhood, came back Germania down to 54th, and in that little track right there, from there to Germania Park, 5 bikes passed me. 2 were safe, 3 were boys, early teens, who were goofing around, and they're the ones that I had to jump out of the way for because they would have hit me otherwise.
And the entry-level e-bikes, which is what most people ride, they won't go much faster or the same speed as a regular bike.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of the road bikes get.
And maybe it's educating people. I don't know.
I thought speed bumps. If these boys knew there's a speed bump here, they wouldn't be going 15 miles an hour.
Please don't put speed bumps on our trail.
I don't know.
Please don't.
If we could,
All right, let's pick on Paul now.
Spill my beer. Sorry.
if we could go back in time, we would have 2 separate trails. A wider trail and separate trails, but
Right.
that's what I think we're lucky we have the trail.
Can we add a lane?
We've looked at that. There's some areas you could, but most
Is it like, yeah, you get under like
most
53rd,
areas,
there's
yeah,
just-
most areas.
If you add lane, you have to build a sound wall.
It's a good problem to have.
And then we're raising taxes.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're
Yeah, I'm glad we
complaining
had this
about it, they're not
conversation.
using it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Skip.
Thank you.
Cindy's not
Thank you.
here. 'Cause Cindy, I told Cindy when you were telling that, I says, if you see Paul, do not run him over.
Don't run Paul over.
Cindy does her
I'm on the
e-bikes,
trail
you
every
know,
day, people.
Everywhere, up where you're at, all over.
If you're watching on camera, don't run me over.
We need to
Okay,
follow
our
fast.
next one is Central Valley Water that will be presented by our mayor, Hales.
So Central Valley, it's a sewer. So if you've ever gone down in that area, that's what you're smelling. They're right off of 33rd about 9th West. So you
Golf course.
you go
Yeah.
there?
My son does all the time.
Oh,
I don't get it.
okay.
I don't get it.
Okay, well, it'll be interesting because they're gonna be doing something like that. Anyway, The final bond was issued, the bond that was approved to build the plant it was December 24th, so this is the final installation, 87 million to complete the plant. This is the final funding, which is a component needed to complete all current nutrient removal projects that are underway, as well as funding needed to complete the asset management projects related to the biosolids digestion and dewatering. Central Valley finished the year, they're on the calendar year, 88% of their budget spent, which was pretty impressive with all that's going on and everything. Of course, they had a lot of bonding, so. Some of the items that contributed to this budget savings are lower fuel costs, finally. And it was interesting, when I was sitting there watching, we were already going through our thing with the power, and it was so interesting to watch them, and I'm thinking like, yeah, we just spent months of worrying about the same thing, and then it hit them hard. It hit them big time hard. But anyway, they've dropped, and lower chemical costs are due to that also. They completed a 52 million major capital project in 2024. Total of 6 major construction projects that are ongoing at the plant to meet new phosphorus limits mandated by the State Division of Water Quality. So that's what's going on over there. There's always something going on, and I'm telling you, whenever I walk into those things, I love it that Ben goes to those, because I'm over here going like, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. It is like, they get used to it. They say that all the time. They said, we're used to it. And I said, I guess these monthly meetings are not making me used to it. It's gonna be beautiful, and I don't know when the open house is, but I'll find out when.
Oh, yeah,
And you should definitely go. This thing is massive.
I wanna see
I've
it.
watched,
Yeah.
little knowledge that I have of this stuff, just watching it be, for the last few years being put together. It's been, when we did this, it's so teeny compared to what they did. It's so massive, and it is like, it's amazing. They're claiming, I think Diana and I talked about this, I think they're claiming that you could drink the water and be okay. That's how clean this is gonna be. I said, yeah, I won't.
Yeah.
Well, we have
I
fluoride
said,
in it right
I
now,
don't
so,
think
you
there's no
know.
fluoride. I can't have that. There's no fluoride, so. That's my report. Yeah, they're proud of that.
Wow.
You can drink it.
Wow.
I'll watch it.
All right, next, is that it, Mayor?
Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Yeah.
Next is NeighborWorks and Murray Chamber of Commerce, Elvon Farrell. Welcome, Elvon.
How are you?
Good.
I like that tie.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and plug in here.
It is, isn't it?
That's gonna be my new living room color.
That's why I wore it.
I have one like that.
Can you see that all right?
It is.
Great. So, as part of our partnership with NeighborWorks that we've had since about 2011, we sit on their board, and we also have a specific Murray advisory board as well that's made up of 5 citizens from Murray. And I'm just going to go through some information on what's happened with NeighborWorks in 2024 and then kind of what to look forward to. So the RDA allocated $400,000 to NeighborWorks, $200,000 of that specifically for down payment assistance, and $200,000 specifically for home improvement grants. NeighborWorks was able to help 21 homes with down payment assistance and 1 with home improvement. There are 2 that are currently pending for applications for home improvement as well. And then we also were able to have 1 employee take advantage of the employee down payment assistance.
That's 100% increase.
It is. From 2023.
You are 100% of what we just got. You're the first one.
Yeah, so that was really exciting, and hopefully we can see more of that going forward. So employee down payment assistance, we've designated $150,000, and then that individual was able to get $30,000.
Especially when they're building new things.
Has the school come around, any school teachers or employees in the school?
Not as
district?
of yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I thought for sure. Okay.
part of it is kind of getting more and more of the employees to actually know about the assistance that they're able to access.
Did we give that information to the school district?
Yeah.
We did.
And then we had 2 homes that were served by Rake Your Heart Out, and we're looking for more homes to participate in Rake Your Heart Out and Paint Your Heart Out in 2025.
Well, you can come to my house. We are getting older.
And then Trip Lane is close to moving forward with building and selling the homes. There's been some just a little bit of hurdles with the platting and with the previous
Now, 11
properties.
homes or
12.
12? Okay. And the school district's working with NeighborWorks from our meeting with the school board, that Jen Covington said that they're working with them, so
Yeah, I
There
think
won't
there's
be-
communication
because of their
going back and
changing
forth
of
with what
a
they're
new school.
doing.
And it's such a good example of what's going on in the world today with housing. You got NeighborWorks, they are honestly, they're a great organization that help people, and I can't remember what the median price is of those homes, but it's not.
It's
cheap,
not.
Because it's what it is, but it's,
Right.
you would think it would be more of affordable housing, but I don't know how you call that affordable housing, and they were very upfront with us when they were doing those, that it's, how, do you know the median price of each one?
I'd have to go
I know we
through
reported
and
that to
calculate
us,
it,
but-
yeah.
Is it like 600?
Yeah.
Oh, 700,000.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be
700,000.
Yeah.
So therefore, my earthquake insurance just went up because I can't replace it for 200,000.
And most of the people who are able to access the down payment assistance are looking at condos.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
And then there's no longer any funds in the general down payment assistance bucket until we allocate more.
Okay.
And then similar to NeighborWorks Salt Lake, as part of our membership with the Chamber of Commerce, we sit on their board as well. And just looking back at 2024, they have 105 current members made up of businesses and entrepreneurs. They had 16 business opening events. They were able to help the Children's Food Pantry distribute 300 turkey dinners around Thanksgiving. They have over 100 average monthly attendees to chamber events and classes that they do. And then they had around 5,900 people attend the Utah Hot Air Balloon Palooza that they put on in September.
Elvon, how does that compare with last year?
So that was their first year.
That is last year.
No, I mean, like the current members, how many members?
I think it
last year? Has
typically
grown?
fluctuates around 105, depending on renewals.
So it's just stayed the same, it hasn't grown?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is, for new business owners, is your department or CED department still giving money to new businesses to be part of the chamber? Is that happening? or is
So
that
as
not?
part of our membership fees that we pay to the chamber,
Yeah.
any new business
Okay.
that's new to Murray has the ability to have 1 year free
1
membership.
year, okay. And 3 of us council members went to the flower shop, Fox.
Oh, great.
Love, yeah, Fox Love.
I saw your picture.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Sounded like a great event. We want to see those types of businesses thrive here.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's great in being in Iroquois.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's just there right in the first floor of the Murray Depot.
Yes.
Yeah, and then so upcoming, they are still having regular education networking events such as the referral community and women in business. They work with the Children's Food Pantry to provide service opportunities that businesses can participate and others. They're going to be hosting the 2025 legislative review on February 22nd. That will be sponsored by Intermountain Health.
Yep.
And then they're doing Plates for a Purpose in May. And will be at the Armory. That's so instead of their regular gala.
Oh,
Then
okay, it's their gala.
And yeah,
Got it,
so
okay.
instead of their usual gala, they're hosting an event to showcase local chefs and restaurants.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah. And then they're planning on doing the Utah Hot Air Balloon Palooza in September again.
Good.
And then they have community participation with NYCC, Partners for Prevention, and many other organizations. and they're hosting the Co-Starters program, which is for entrepreneurs and young businesses.
Do they know when that's gonna happen yet, the hosting the co-starters?
Co-Starters, that has started,
That started?
Yeah.
Started last week.
Okay.
Yep.
And,
but they are planning, I think, to make this a regular, reoccurring
okay,
education.
And the first version of it, our first cycle, they got a full they filled it up.
What is it?
So it goes through, it's an education for entrepreneurs and young businesses to help them walk through those processes of starting a business, working through their business plan and giving them those.
this isn't the one with the kids, right? It's for adults that are starting businesses? Or
Yeah,
is-
it's for adults. WAPED is sponsoring it.
Who is?
WAPED.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
I
it's a
should do
10-week
that.
course.
yeah, okay.
So is it in person, online,
In person
and where is it held?
at the chamber's offices. They're at Indy Square. Just
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Any other questions?
And the legislative review, I went and, oh man, that's scary. Because I had just been voted in and they had it in January and I didn't, the mayor was not around and I'm going, they want you to speak, and I'm going, okay, what am I speaking about? But it was fun. I think all council members, if you have the time and you can make it, that would be great. It was a fun event and the breakfast was wonderful and it was great to be with those folks.
On that legislative review, I have been asked if any of you guys think you can come to let me know they're trying to get a head count on that.
Yeah.
For February 21st. So,
22nd.
22nd, that day too.
I will be there, even though it's my husband's birthday. Oh,
Gotta have your priorities.
22nd is a Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
At what time again?
9 o'clock to 10 p.m.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Diane.
Yes.
I'll pick you up at 8:30.
Wow.
You are a
She can
turkey.
parallel park.
But she has a camera and she knows how to parallel park.
Great,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. Okay, our next is Association of Municipal Council, Councilwoman Diane.
That's me, and we haven't done anything yet. We've kind of been organizing, and we're gonna have it here, and it will be the third Thursday? Okay, every other month, so it will start in February, then it will go to April, although there's already a conflict, so we're gonna have to deal with that, and then, and it's gonna be at noon. And anyone who wants to join us, you're welcome to, you don't have to, and so we'll see how many cities we get to participate. It's really a great organization, and the county provides, information, training, so it's good. Dennis kind of follows COG, so
It was one of my favorite committees.
yeah,
Just
I
'cause
know
you've
that's
got other
true.
people like you, and you can talk to them from different cities.
Yeah.
I got great ideas.
Yeah, oh, I know, me too,
How
I
many
always learn so much.
How many
How many
cities
people
come?
are there? It's the county.
Oh, it's just the county?
When we were doing it, it was crowded, like there
I know, you
20,
used to
30
get so
people
many.
that showed up.
We
It was-
get maybe
Oh, yeah, we
7,
never had
8,
that. It was packed.
I
A
know.
lot from the county, but we still have cities.
I've sent out a letter, cause I'm at this point the chair, that may change, but trying to get people interested and let them know what it's about, so anyway, we're hoping to get more information, and we're gonna take more information from COG, cause a lot of people have no idea what's going on there, and it's kind of interesting, for the council to know what's going on in COG. And often the mayors don't bring it back, and that's what we found, so. Anyway, so we're gonna do some of that.
Do you think maybe when people get voted out or voted in, change of council people, that it hasn't, the information about this,
Yeah, could be, and that's why I'm
Municipal thing?
hoping that,
yeah,
providing the information to council members and council directors can provide that. So I think you guys probably all received an email, right?
Yeah.
about it.
Yep, we did.
So.
I did, yeah.
And Diane has put a ton of work in the last, she's not gonna tell you, in the last couple months, getting things together, trying to recruit cities. That has been one of her main goals for the past year. I can say that because I've worked with her on this. She's really trying hard to get people. I think COVID killed it.
I do too.
I do too. It's just,
Yeah, I never thought
Yeah,
of
but
that.
she's put a ton of work in, so
valuable.
hopefully we'll have a good turnout this year.
Yeah, I really hope so too.
They have to. That's how big it's gonna get.
We even
I'll be
provide
impressed.
lunch.
That's assuming it's finished.
Or it could be at the theater.
Yeah, we provide lunch, so it's really really helpful. So anyway, that's it.
All right.
I've got.
Well, we will adjourn this meeting and we will start a council meeting at 6:30. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the reports. We'd like to welcome you to the Murray City Municipal Council, City Council meeting, February 4th, 2025. Just a little bit of work here. I'm Pam Cotter. We have all council members here. Jennifer Kennedy, our executive director. Brooke, you have a visitor. Would you like to introduce her?
I'm cross-training my deputy city recorder, Amanda Maudsley, and so she's just watching what I do.
Welcome. And then we have our mayor, who will be speaking tonight, and GL, our city attorney. Thank you for being here. Okay, the first thing I would like to remind everybody is to please silence your cell phones. If you have to take a call, please step out in the hall to take it. Our first thing is that we are going to have our Pledge of Allegiance done by Valerie Hampton. She is one of my many friends.
So you said there's a button there.
I forgot to show her the button.
We'll just say it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mine too. Thank you, Valerie. Okay, the next is the approval of minutes for the council meeting of January 7th, 2025. Is there any corrections or concerns on the minutes? If none, I will take a motion.
I'll motion to approve the council minutes for January 7th, 2025.
I second.
I have a second by Councilmember Hawk and a second by Councilmember Pickett. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Okay, next we're on to citizen comments. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Step forward to the microphone. State your name, excuse me, and city of residence, and fill out the required form from Patty. And Patty is in the black vest or jacket with a orange colored shirt. So, citizen comments. Okay, seeing that we have no citizen comments, we will go on to our special presentation, which will be given by our mayor, Mayor Brett Hales, State of the City Address. Mayor Hales.
Thanks for being here, and oh, you guys are bad. Can't even look at you. Anyway, would you like me to address the council, or would you like me to address the audience?
Council.
Council, okay, we'll do that.
Well, you could do halfway.
Yeah, I might get a, and I notice, let's see, I think there's just one person here that's an employee that doesn't usually come. It's Phyllis, so you get a raise. And, so I'm trying to think, nobody else gets a raise because they have to be here, so they're here, I'm just kidding. But anyway, thanks for being here, and I will go ahead. It is an honor to stand before you tonight as we reflect on the state of our great city. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the dedicated members of our city council, council staff, department heads, city employees, community leaders, and of course, the residents who make Murray such a wonderful community. Your commitment and contributions have played a crucial role in shaping our city's success. The State of the City Address provides us with the opportunity to look back on the past year, celebrate our achievements, address challenges, and present a vision for the future. Together, we continue to build a stronger, better Murray, and I'm excited to share with you our progress and plans. This past year has been marked by significant achievements: infrastructure, economic growth, public safety, parks and recreation, environmental sustainability, and financial resilience. We have made substantial improvements to our city's infrastructure, ensuring safer and more efficient roadways. Major projects completed include the Vine Street overlay from State Street to 9th East, and improvements at 5300 South and College Drive intersection. Additionally, through collaboration with neighboring cities, we obtained the designation of the Tracks Quiet Zone, and no one could be more grateful for that than Jennifer Kennedy. She was here, I remember when she said the first time, she says, Patty, you remember this, she says, I don't really hear the horns. The next day, she said, get those off. So anyway, so reducing noise pollution for residents, numerous street, sidewalk, water, wastewater, and storm drain improvements have enhanced our community's overall quality of life. Murray's economy remains strong. Sales tax revenue from businesses increased by 2%, a testament to the robust retail environment in our city. A recent business survey revealed that over 90% of respondents, it was like 90.1, but I wanted to say over 90, of respondents believe Murray meets or exceeds expectations as a place to do business. Additionally, the Van Winkle annexation petition was approved. Thanks, Brooke. Took a year and a half, but we're so grateful that we got done. I'm kidding you. Anyway, that was a main thing, or a big thing that we wanted to get passed. And so the petition was approved by you, and this area will officially become part of our city on July 1st of this year. We welcome the residents and businesses that will join with us in calling Murray home. This growth underscores Murray's desirability as a commercial and residential hub. Ensuring the safety of our residents is top priority. Over the past year, we have taken significant steps to enhance public safety. We created a homeless coordination committee, responded to 203 active fires, and restored pulses for 13 patients in cardiac arrest. Additionally, our emergency responders reversed 73 narcotic overdoses and implemented an online reporting system for non-emergency crimes. Certified drone pilots and advancements in crime lab technology have expedited case resolution and arrest. We also welcomed a new Justice Court Judge, Spencer Banks, who replaced Judge Paul Thompson, who retired. Murray's Parks and Recreation offerings have never been better. The Murray Amphitheater hosted 3 sold-out tribute concerts to ABBA, Journey, and Fleetwood Mac. The Murray Parkway Golf Course recorded nearly 80,000 rounds of golf, the highest in 12 years. Renovations to Riverview Park, including new pickleball courts, playground, picnic tables, and pavilion enhancements, have provided more opportunities for outdoor recreation. Our library expanded its study rooms due to high public demand, ensuring a welcoming space for learning and collaboration. We remain committed to sustainability. We purchased an all-electric vehicle for the fire department and have on order a new CNG garbage truck for servicing our parks. I also issued an executive order to incentivize city employees to participate in a sustainable transportation program. Our financial health continues to be a point of pride. Fitch Ratings upgraded our 2016 sales tax bonds to AAA. Moody's upgraded our rating to AA1, and S&P Global Ratings upgraded our stormwater bond to AA. These upgrades demonstrate our strong financial management and commitment to long-term fiscal responsibility. When considering the current state of the city, I can confidently state that Murray remains a thriving and independent city. Unlike many other cities in Salt Lake County, Murray provides several municipal services without relying on the county or state. Because of its independence, Murray has full control over zoning, development, public safety, and public projects. This helps maintain a strong community identity. Last year, Murray issued 3,782 business licenses, including 526 new businesses. While fire incidents increased by 12.6% and ambulance transports rose by 6%, police calls decreased by 7% from the previous year. Housing remains a priority, with 627 new residential units permitted, including multifamily, townhomes, and single-family homes. The Redevelopment Agency awarded a $400,000 grant for low-income senior housing, and over 27,000 people attended library programs, emphasizing our commitment to community well-being. Trends indicate that multifamily properties experienced a stronger appreciation compared to single-family homes, reflecting growing demand in that sector. Construction is underway for the Mid-Valley Express, MVX, a bus rapid transit line that will connect Murray, Taylorsville, and West Valley City. The project began in 2024 and is expected to be completed by fall of 2026. This past year, we started installing new LED street lighting throughout the city and will continue this effort until all fixtures are upgraded. After many months of construction, the completion of the Murray Mansion Museum, the Murray Armory Events Center, and the Murray Theater are nearing completion. Now, I've gone through every single one of those over the last few days. They're finally looking different. They're finally looking like something's happening. It's something that's been happening all along. It just looks better. And to Adam, yes, it will be done in 2025. I can't guarantee that, but I believe that. The Public Works Department is seeking a federal grant for a new water storage tank, and 3 grants were awarded to the Cultural Arts Department for historic preservation and programming. Despite its strong municipal structure and economic base, Murray faces several major challenges. Like much of Utah, housing affordability remains a concern. The median sales price for a single-family home in Murray is at $587,000, while multifamily homes average around $412,000. Although the cost for a home is lower than the Salt Lake County median, the annual income needed to afford a median-priced home in Murray is $167,000 for single-family and $123,000 for multifamily. As new housing and commercial projects rise, maintaining the city's historical character and local charm is an ongoing concern. Murray is also facing growing concerns regarding its existing housing stock. Many homes are converting to rentals, especially investor-owned properties. This is changing the community's dynamics and increasing the number of neglected properties. While Murray has its own police force, addressing crime and maintaining safety, especially near high-traffic areas, is a constant effort. The city must balance compassionate policies with practical approaches to address homelessness, particularly near public spaces and commercial areas. As part of Salt Lake Valley, Murray deals with increasing traffic, especially along major roads like State Street, 5400 South, and I-15. As a result, many of the neighborhood streets are experiencing more traffic and increasing speeds. Looking ahead, our vision for the future and priority includes enhancing public infrastructures and transportation, including considering the allowance of private roads under certain circumstances, expanding affordable housing opportunities, addressing property deteriorations. The city must strengthen its property maintenance codes while ensuring landlords and tenants comply without overburdening enforcement efforts. Investing in public safety and community services. Promoting economic development with key redevelopment projects along the State Street corridor and its historic downtown. Advancing sustainability efforts to ensure a greener future. Encouraging community participation at public facilities and programs. Exciting projects on the horizon include the design and construction of a new Murray Park and splash pad, large-scale infrastructure improvements including new public work facilities, a ribbon cutting for the Murray Mansion Museum was supposed to be in March and we've moved that to May, the grand opening of the Murray Theater this summer, accepting reservations at the Murray Armory Event Center, which we are getting a lot of interest in this Armory Event Center. Economic development projects such as Murray Towers and Block 1 Murray Towers is the old City Hall. Block 1 is just east of us here. Economic development, installation of automated metering infrastructures for water and power efficiency. The launch of the Love Murray campaign this spring to enhance community pride. Funding for these initiatives will come from federal grants, public-private partnerships, and responsible fiscal management. We encourage all residents to get involved in shaping our city's future, whether by attending community events, public forums, volunteering, or supporting local businesses. That's, in my opinion, is probably one of our biggest things, is supporting our local businesses. If they don't have our support, then they won't remain in Murray. And we have a lot of local business, what we call stakeholders here in Murray, that have blessed our city big time for several, many of them have stayed in operation for several years, but we have to have that support from, obviously from all over, but definitely from our local citizens. I want to express my deepest gratitude to our city employees, and I really mean that. We have the best of the best. Our first responders and community members for their dedication and hard work. Your contributions make Murray as a remarkable place to live, work, and play. I have personally, Cindy and I have lived in Murray for almost 4 decades and spent the last 3 years serving as your mayor. Can I just tell you, it's been one of the biggest blessings of my life. I'm not sure I have blessed much of the citizens, but I have personally been blessed by being in this position. It's something that I have loved and hopefully will continue. I love interacting with the great people of Murray, who I consider my friends and neighbors. I literally go out on a lot of Fridays and visit businesses, residents, just whoever I come upon. I absolutely love doing that. And you know, people love Murray. You see a lot of maybe negative thing on maybe some other sites, but when you talk to these individuals, they love Murray City, and we are a very blessed city. Whether you have been here for a month, a year, or a decade or more, I want you to know that all the city staff will continue to give their best efforts to ensure Murray City will thrive now and for years to come. As we move forward, let us embrace our shared purpose and commitment to progress. Together, we will build a stronger, better Murray. Thank you, and may we continue to work hand in hand to ensure a prosperous future for our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. That was wonderful. But don't get comfortable because you are going to be presenting, you're going to be introducing the new appointee. Consider confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Brian Miller to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board for a term beginning December 30th, 2024 through December 30th, 2027.
Thank you, Pam. Brian, will you stand up? There's Brian. Brian and I are neighbors. I think Adam knows Brian quite well too. And anyway, we're excited. Brian is going to be a great asset to Murray City in this position. So we had a great meeting with Brian, and he's excited to get going on this, and we're excited to have him here. And welcome to your wife also, Brian. So we ask that you if you would confirm our appointment of Brian Miller to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board for a term beginning December 30th, 2024 through December 30th, 2027. And we'll turn that over to you.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. I will make a motion to approve the confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Brian Miller to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board for a term beginning December 3rd, 2024 through December 30th, 2027.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, it has been moved and second that item number 1 on the consent agenda to be approved. Brooke, would you do a roll call for us?
Mr. Goodman,
Aye.
Ms. Turner,
Aye.
Mr. Hawk,
Very much so. Brian's great. Aye.
Mr. Pickett,
Aye.
Ms. Cotter.
Aye. The motion has been passed and approved. Would Brian like to say something?
Sure, come on up. Brian, you want to say anything? He's so shy and quiet.
Okay.
He just can't do that, but. Anyway, I'm gonna go sit down, but thank you for your confirmation.
Didn't prepare anything, but I'm honored to be a part of Murray City. I've lived here now for about 8 or 9 years, and I've always found Murray is a phenomenal place. So I'm looking forward to the time that I serve, and look forward to getting to know each of you and being able to serve the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, for your willingness to serve. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, we will be going on to the public hearing. Consider an ordinance amending section 17-12-070 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to compensation for planning commission members. Zachary Smallwood will be presenting.
Good evening, council. Oh, good, this does work. Let me go ahead and get this going. Yeah, this is a request from planning staff to do a text amendment modifying the compensation for the planning commission. Currently, they are provided $40 per meeting attended, paid out semi-annually. So we found an opening or some leftover monies in the budget that weren't going to be spent, and as one of Phil's last actions, he wanted to get this across the finish line. He feels, and I think as all of us do, that the planning commission does a lot of heavy lifting for the city. They are a lot of times the residents' first interaction with the city. They really do a lot of work here. So we are requesting to bump that up to $50 per meeting. Before, in front of you on the screen, we did do a cost comparison across multiple cities. It goes anywhere from $0 to $100, which I thought was crazy. When I was on my time at Midvale's Planning Commission, I was about $50 per meeting as well, and I thought that was great. So with that, so notices were sent to affected entities for the amendment. We haven't heard anything from any of those affected entities. Findings, we do find that compensating the planning commissioners for expenses incurred for their performance is reasonable. The proposed determination by the office of the mayor with approval by the city council during the annual budget process is in harmony with the current practices. And the planning commission did hold a public hearing on November 7th, 2024, and voted 5-0 to forward a recommendation of approval. They did feel weird, like, doing that because they're increasing their own pay. They felt weird about it. Some of them said that on the record. So based on the background analysis and the findings with the staff report, the planning commission and staff recommends that the city council adopt an ordinance amending section 17.12.070 of the Murray City Municipal Code related to the compensation for planning commission members. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Because this is a public hearing, we have to open this up to citizen comments. So if anybody would like to make a citizen comment about this, you have 3 minutes. Fill out the form from Patty that has that clipboard, and also come up and state your name and address if there's any citizen comments on this. Okay, seeing that there is no citizen comment, I will close the public hearing, and I will turn it over to ask if the council has any questions for Zach. Okay, seeing that we have no comments from the council, I will entertain a motion on the adoption of the ordinance amending section 17-12-070 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to compensation for planning commission members.
I move that we approve the amendment of section 17-12-070.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a second. And first motion was by Councilmember Pickett, second was by Councilmember Goodman. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Okay, if none, Brooke, will you do the call?
Mr. Goodman?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Hawk?
Aye.
Mr. Pickett?
Aye.
And Ms. Cotter?
Aye, and this has passed. Thank you, Zach, for presenting. We really appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
Okay, we have no business items scheduled for this evening, so we are on to the mayor's report and questions. Mayor, it's your time again.
Again, thank you. Just for your information, the Murray Library, it's called Big Little Art Show, is being judged, and the read and rate started this week. I haven't been a part of that, but Kim was pretty excited to be able to share that with us over at the library. They have a lot of things going over at the library. It's constantly busy, so. The power department, this is a first that I'm aware of for years and years and years. The power department has not sold out of their trees, which they usually do the very first day. There are about 40 left. I don't remember the cost, but it's a nominal fee. We've done it. Cindy and I did it years and years ago, and they're beautiful, beautiful trees. And so they're available still. 40 trees are still available from the power department. They think they'll probably be gone by Friday. Senior recreation, and also with the power department, there was an outage today. It was up pretty quick, but believe it or not, it wasn't a squirrel.
Oh, I was just,
I knew you were gonna say that. It was a Mylar balloon that was floating around and it got caught in, and there was I heard the boom. Is Brenda here? Oh, but Brenda heard it. And we just thought it was the building, Jennifer, creaking like it usually does. So our new building is settling still, and every once in a while you hear noises all over, but it was a power outage out, I want to say over in that area, but it was very short-lived. The Senior Recreation Center will be holding a family concert on Monday, February 10th, so it's coming up at 7 p.m. The group is called Mixed Nuts, and I said, and I've heard them, they're awesome. They performed the songs from the big band era, like the Glenn Miller Band and that kind of stuff. They are amazing. So if you want to have a fun night, that's this coming Monday, February 10th at 7 p.m. over at the Senior Rec Center. That is my report.
thank you, Mayor. Council, do you have any questions for the mayor? If none, I will take a motion to adjourn this meeting this evening.
I move that we adjourn.
Okay, I have a motion. We are adjourned. Oh, nay. Well, we have a nay, so we have to sit back down. Look at the guy. No.